Well, good morning from Ulverston, everybody. The Cumbrian Way is finally here. Myself, Adam in the Wild, and Camping Dan 85, we're ready to hit the trail. So smack bang in the middle of Ulverston, we stayed in the King's Arms. We had a few beers in there last night, sensible for us. Got our heads down relatively early, about 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock. So here's the boys, Adam in the Wild.
Hey, your time, it's a little Cumbria Way, pussycat meow.
And Camping Dan 85.
You alright, mate?
Yes, I. So right outside our B&B is a signpost. So we are heading this way to the plaque that starts the walk for the next 5 days. Just up that road, we've got a sculpture that marks the start of the Cumbria Way, Ulverston to Carlisle. But just a little bit further on, we have the old sign. So yeah, we're actually doing this, guys. We're doing it. Can't believe it's finally here. At the start of the Cumbria Way. It's been a build-up of months, this, but us three, we're so excited to start this adventure together. We're gonna have some good laughs, probably some ups and downs along the way, but we're here for each other, and we're gonna absolutely smash it. So let's go. At the moment, we're just following this normal footpath just over the wall. Got a lovely little gill river. So yeah, a nice steady start to the Cumbria Way. We are now veering off the tarmac footpath and heading out into the wild proper for the Cumbria Way. Lovely and fresh this morning. There's a ground frost, perfect walking conditions. Tomorrow, not so good. It's going to rain from tonight, about 5 or 6 o'clock, all day Thursday and into the early hours of Friday, but we'll tackle that when it comes. For now, we've got perfect walking conditions. This is also my first multi-day hike. So far since I started my channel, I've only ever camped one night, so this is a bit of a learning curve for me, as well as any of you guys that haven't done multi-day hikes before. My backpack's a little heavier than I wanted. I'm currently somewhere between 18 and 19 kilos. I wanted to be around about the 10 ideally, but yeah, I've probably got way too much stuff, more than I need, but I'll know for the next multi-day hike, that's for sure. We've just logged out of that stile in the corner there, and you can see now we're in the fields for real. You can see what a nice fresh frost we've got. Still can't believe we're doing this, man. Let's not forget the reason why we're doing it. It's in memory of my mum and to raise money for the Great North Air Ambulance that was there to support her in the last few weeks of her life with emergency care. I'm well aware we've been banging on about this for a while now, but you know, it's a good cause, man. So once again, a link will be in the description of all of these videos, and if anyone's got a spare quid or two to help out the air ambulance, then you can click on that and donate and help us out. So far we're over £700, which has just blown me away. My original target was 500, but you know, we're out here, we're doing this. If I could reach £1,000, that would absolutely blow my mind. And a huge thank you to everyone that's donated so far. Honestly, it means the world to myself, Adam in the Wild, and Camping Dan. We are just coming through our first farm now. With the frost, it's really slippy. So far, spirits are high as well. That being said, we're only a couple of miles in. See what we're like 25 mile in, eh? And just outside the first farm, clearly signposted, is our next little detour to stay on the Cumbrian Way. Finding some of these stiles just a wee bit slippy. No surprise really with the frost this morning. No one's fell on the backside yet though. What's the odds? Who's going to be first to fall on backside this morning, boys? Cumbrian Yeti's got to be favourite.
Yeah, Cumbrian Yeti's
size 13s.
odds on. Followed by Adam in the Wild because he don't know what day it is. Camping Dad's an experienced long distance hiker, you see.
So it's going to be me first then.
Starting to gain a little bit of elevation now. Look at these views already appearing. Beautifully crisp, fresh frost. We've got some cloud inversions in the distance. We're going this way, eh? We're getting out of that style over here.
Yeah, it's this way.
So we've been on a little bit of an uphill, and just behind us there we're looking as though we're almost at the top of it, but we're just taking a quick break to enjoy this view because it's the first real open view we've got of the sea, looking over Ulverston. Look at this. You can see the lighthouse.
You've hit the nail on the head there, Dan.
Yeah, this is why we do it, guys. Yeah, we're on the trail proper now, right out smack bang in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful frosty scenery. We are just coming past St John's Church. Beautiful little church. Gives you an idea of how big the CA postcode is. We are in the Diocese of Carlisle, so it stretches a long way. Spirits are still high, legs are feeling good. Pumping some nice easy miles in at the start of this walk. Absolutely loving life. We are just below what we think is a snow layer. It looks like it's snowing up there. Still frosty and cold here, the temperature has dropped. We've come from that direction, but you can see what I mean. Frosty here, and then it gets whiter and whiter as we go up. So I think it is snowing up top rather than what we thought originally, where it was fog. We're hoping to hit Coniston around about lunchtime. We're going to tuck ourselves into a pub, have one pint and a nice hearty pub meal. All of us are looking forward to that. But the time we're at now, 9:10, 10 o'clock, we're going to stop, have a bit of flapjack and a hydration gel pack. Just 10 minutes or so. So yeah, even though we had a hearty breakfast this morning, my stomach's pulling already. They don't call me the Cumbrian Yeti for nothing. We do have a farm here, but it looks more like a scrapyard. All kinds of vehicles abandoned in there. We are now 6 miles in. I'm not sure whether I've got my running shoes on today. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll send Camping Dad in first, see what crack is there.
Yeah, go on, Dad.
Go on, Dad, test waters, mate. You get bolt. I'm sure we'll be fine. About 6 miles in now, did you say, Adam?
Just
6
short.
miles in, and we've got 15 minutes to 10 o'clock where we're going to get the first break and a bite to eat and what have you. Like I say, we have gained a little bit of elevation. It's not been too hard a climb. That's just looking back the way we've come. Can't see lighthouse anymore. That's out of sight. You can see it is just looks a bit misty. Very pretty. We're loving it, aren't we, mate?
Mate, it's just a beautiful, beautiful walk to begin with.
Yeah.
Steady away, nice and frosty. Just enjoying it well, because it's not all going to be like this, is it?
No, I think last day we're going to have a Coldbeck. That's going to be a tough day, man.
Yeah,
but
tough day.
we'll be right.
We'll be right.
Time for our 10 o'clocks. I'm probably going to regret this, but as part of my packing, I've decided not to bring my chair. I suffer with a bad back, and the chair does really help at camp, but obviously weight and space in my pack. So I've just got my little sit pad. So I've got some water there, some Rice Krispie cake from Dan's missus, some Oreos, and I've got a isotonic energy gel. Lovely little peaceful spot here. Adam's getting jet boil and go for a coffee, and it does look like we have the tiniest bit of snow in the air. It's just and so starting to snow. Yeah, time to take on some liquid, a little bit of energy, biscuits and the Rice Krispies, and then we'll be back on the trail. Well, that little break was just what the doctor ordered. Some cake and a gel just to get us enough energy to get to Coniston, where we are going to have a nice healthy pub meal. Had a little bit of snow, like I said before, but it has stopped. But we've got waterproof top and the giant jelly bean on, staying dry is obviously a priority. We're living life, aren't we? Loving life, mate.
Woohoo! We're loving it! Oh,
yeah, we're having a good laugh. I knew we would. But yeah, we're over halfway to Coniston now, so we are going to push on, get some sights along the way, and we're all really looking forward to hitting that pub in Coniston and getting a good hearty meal. Mr. Adam in the Wild, yes I, me and Pussycat, didn't know what Cumberland sausage was, did you?
I thought it was like, I've seen pictures of it and that, but I thought it was like in Germany.
This boy is in for a treat. If there's Cumberland sausage on meal, you're having Cumberland sausage.
I'm having Cumberland sausage. What is it? Cumberland sausage, egg and chips?
Egg and chips.
Ooh, bread and butter?
Bread and butter as well if you want, mate.
Yeah, boy.
Not far off Coniston Water now. We're just back out in the open landscape, and there's some lovely burnt orange browns in the heather. Still a little bit misty, but beautiful nonetheless. It is really peaceful though, just other than us talking, peace and quiet. But look at these colours, man. I hope it comes out as well on the camera as I'm seeing it. Despite my pack being slightly heavier than I wanted it for this trip, one of my ways of saving weight is to not carry more than half a litre of water at a time. So the way I'm doing that is I'm using the MSR Trail Shot water filter. There's a lot of mixed reviews on these online, but it's one I've used for years now and I really like it. It's been so reliable for me, and also compared to others, there's no bag to burst. It's really robust. So let's fill it with some water. Oh, nice and refreshing and cold too. We are now about 10.5 miles in and right on the shores of Beacon Tarn now. The map says we need to follow the left hand side all the way around, and then we'll be going up over the brow of that hill, and then we'll start our descent down to Coniston Water, walking around that and then onto the village of Coniston. We have descended quite a lot in altitude now and we are about to cross Torver Beck, which is actually flowing quite well at the minute. Lovely little footbridge. Look at that. A little Bobby Dazzler. We're just going to follow this path here and we'll hit the road soon. Well, we were all expecting to get a view over Coniston from much higher up, but this is first view we've got of it. Finally, it seems to have been coming for ages. Looks beautiful and calm and serene. And we get to walk around the lake shore on the way to Coniston and the pub. So far conditions have just been absolutely perfect. A little bit chilly when we were on the ascent, but you know, it's keeping the sweat levels down, keeping us nice and cool. Myself and Adam had to have another little bit of flapjack. What time are we at now? 1 o'clock. So both of our stomachs were grumbling really bad and we were starting to flag and get a little bit dizzy. So thanks to Camping Dan's wife for sending us all a bit of flapjack. That done the job just grand. We are now about half an hour, 40 minutes from Coniston, and the walk down by the lake has been nothing short of just beautiful, lovely, calm, peaceful. We've just stopped for a water break. And a cracking view over the lake as well. Just look at this. Absolutely stunning, man. Absolutely stunning. We are all getting ready for this food though, trust me on that. Camping Dan's getting the squishies out. Oh, you're a good egg, mate. You're a good egg. Thank you, mate.
Oh, go on, Dad. Thank you, love.
Just to keep us going. Adam's up, Brewdog, yes I.
Yeah, you just get it done while you're at work, don't you? Yes, sir. Pussy, get me out.
It's come to a bit of a jetty here. Looks like there's some boats for hire, canoes and etc, etc.
Here you go, Yeti.
Yeah, all kinds of water vehicles. Not for the Cumbrian Yeti, that like. No, done a bit of scuba diving in my time and that, but yeah, I haven't got the best sea legs, me. We are finally almost at Coniston. Still walking around the lake. As you can see, we've got the boats just moored up there. We've got some cracking mountains coming into view. And you can see the houses and everything. So it is not long now until we get to chow down on some decent scran in the pub. And I'm going to have myself a couple of pints of shandy because we're all fairly thirsty. I don't want more than 1 pint of alcohol at this stop, so yeah. And finally we are in Coniston. A few pubs to choose from. Got the Udale Inn and the Black Bull.
I'm thinking about the Black Bull.
Dan's wanting the Black Bull.
Well, I'm easy. I'll go wherever.
Adam's had to pop into the garage and get a cable for his phone because he left his in B&B. Oh my goodness, I am so hungry. Right, let's go, let's eat. Card payment only, no cash.
No cash. No cash.
Right, we're just perusing the menu, but like a shandy, yes sir.
I'll go get it done, mate. Soup of the day.
Please, mate. Table 16.
Wow. Oh, food is here. Adam in the Wild is trying Cumberland sausage for the first time.
As promised. As promised. I'm excited.
He's gone for it with the mash. I've gone for it with the chips. And our Danny is on soup at day. I am gonna devour this and have a bit of a chat with the lads, and we'll see you back on the trail. Well, the Black Bull did us a treat. If you're in Coniston, get yourselves in there. Food was mint, service was brilliant. Just what we needed. But we've come out of there. Getting the rucksacks on was difficult. We're all starting to ache a bit now. Legs have seized up with us sitting down for an hour. But we're back on trail. We're going to try and bang in another 3 mile and get ourselves set up for the night. And just a short walk out of Coniston. And we're back in the wilds on the trail. See how close we are to Coniston there. Yeah, what's this? Oh, it's just a stable barn. Wait boys, we could keep in there. Roof's on, like. If you were struggling, you could definitely get set up in here, that's for sure. We are back into wild camping territory, so as soon as we hit the 20 mile mark, we are going to be looking for a spot to pitch up for the night. We are really close now to hitting the 20 mile mark for the day. I'm not going to lie, we've just done a gruelling uphill towards Tarnhouse. And going uphill, man, I'm starting to fade a wee bit. I'm not going to lie, but we have just hit Tarnhouse now. The weather is considerably different to the last time I was here with Geordie Paul. Last time Geordie Paul was in his hammock and I was in my hot tent. We have got a little bit of rain with a bit of snow mixed in among it as well, so we could get some snow tonight. I think basically the first spot that we find that isn't boggy, we'll be pitching the tents up. And I am definitely looking forward to getting that tent up, let me tell you. I don't think we'll be staying up late yakking tonight. We have skirted most of the way around Tarnhouse. Just before the end, the map's taken us off to the left. We're over and we've just hit a bit of a road, turned up a bit, and we've found a pitch for the night. We've got a lovely little flat bit here. There's Danny just getting himself ready. Room for all 3 tents, a little bit close to this back road, farm road. has got a Yeti hat. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you. And a big thanks to everyone that's offering us support along the way on the Cumbrian Way. Yeah, it's definitely time to get our heads down, so we shall see you in the morning. Well, good morning everyone. Day 2. Slept really well, really well. Nice and warm in here, but it has rained all night, man. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit. Legs are still feeling a bit stiff. So it is breakfast time. Gonna get me Wayfarers all day breakfast on the go, get that down my neck. We're gonna get packed up and we're gonna hit the trail. Today is not gonna be a good day at all. It is gonna be a day from hell. We have got wind and rain all day. I'm gonna try and get another 20 mile in and end up somewhere near Keswick. By the time we get there, we are going to be soaked through, so we're going to have to see what we're going to do. I'm already thinking about changing out the nightcap 1-person ultralight trekking pole tent for the scarp. I'm going to have my breakfast, we're going to hit the trail, I'll bring you back on the trail, and we'll just have to wing today and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's going to be the theme for today. Dear me, day 2 on the trail. Like I said last night, we pushed on a little bit further to try and find a little bit of a spot to camp. Not ideal, but that's where Adam was. Dan was just up top there, and that's, well, you can see where my tent was. Really close to the road, but not ideal. As I said when I woke up, today is going to be a day from hell. We've got wind and rain all day till we hit Keswick. So we are just going to get our heads down and tramp on and see what happens, man. But yeah, we're doing it for a good cause. Air ambulance, once again, there's a link in the description if you want to donate, and of course it's in memory of my mum as well. It has put a lot of water down last night. sacks over and jump over. We're actually in a bit of a survival situation at the minute. We're all really cold and soaked through. We're just coming up on the approach to Black Moss Pot. So we're hoping we'll maybe get into the campsite to get warmed up and get something to eat. The worst experience I've had on a mountain in my life, that. I'm not joking you. Huh? Look at this. Yeah, absolutely horrible coming over the top of that Snake Pass. We just need to get back to civilization and get warm. So I think the camera will be going away until then, I'm sure you understand. Right guys, I'm not sure how much of the audio from the last few clips that I took would be audible at all. To say we've had a nightmare is a huge understatement. At the moment, the three of us, we've booked into the Borrowdale Youth Hostel. First time I've ever stayed in a youth hostel. Shortly after climbing Stake Pass, we're going along the top and to drop down towards Black Moss Pot. 3 rivers at the top were flowing so fast that we really struggled to get across them. We were having to throw our rucksacks over and literally jump, and our feet were going in above the boots. We walked all the way across the top, boots full of water. As we descended down towards Black Moss Pot, you'll see the footage of that. And again, we were walking on paths that were a foot plus deep in water, and there was a further 3 or 4 rivers that we really struggled to cross. By the time we got to the bottom, we were all in a survival situation. First time I've ever been in that situation in my life. We were all really cold, really wet for a long period of time, and verging on tears. I'm not joking you, verging on tears. So yeah, we're in the youth hostel. We're gonna get ourselves some food shortly and a drink. Got our stuff drying out in the drying room. A lot of my stuff that was inside dry bags, inside a dry bag, was wet. Some of it, luckily enough, a spare change of clothes, socks and undies, is dry. So we've got everything drying out. So what we're just going to do now is knock the camera off and sit and chill, try and rest and recuperate, and we're going to have to make a decision in the morning as to what's going to happen going forward. Like I say, the boots were just full of water, pouring the water out of the boots before I put them in the drying room. I've never been so pleased to get a shower in my life. My hands were blue and white, so were my toes. And probably too much information, but to say I've got some chafing in a rather delicate gentleman's area is also an understatement. Dan's trying not to laugh. So yeah, it's safe to say we've been in a bad way. So yeah, time to put the camera down. We're going to go and feed, have a drink, rest and recuperate, and when we wake up in the morning we'll make a decision on what's going on. Well, good morning everyone, and welcome back to the Borrowdale Youth Hostel. What a little lifesaver this was yesterday. Can't remember what I said last night, but I mean, absolutely no doubt if we hadn't have found this spot, all 3 of us wouldn't have been able to continue. There's no way we could have camped out in what we were wearing last night. Absolutely drenched to the bone. We were all ready for going home, giving up. We were at low mentally and physically, just bottomed out. However, we've spent a night here. We've been fed, watered, talked through and thought through what happened yesterday, and we're all very well aware that that was a proper survival situation. We were all in deep trouble. I caught as much on camera as I could, but while we were crossing the swollen rivers, jumping over and throwing the rucksacks and stuff, it just wasn't worth the risk of getting the camera out. But I'm sure you can see of the footage that I did get just how bad it was. So last night and this morning, me and the lads have been talking. And what we've decided to do is take on friends, good friends and family's advice. And we're going to have a rest day here. Physically, we were ready to go this morning. A little bit achy in the legs and the shoulders, but most of the gear's dried out, but our boots are still soaking. So we're going to take a rest day, and then we are going to crack on and we are going to complete the challenge. We're not letting the air ambulance down, and we're not letting my mum down, and we're not letting down all you guys that have so kindly donated. So before we go any further, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you around this fantastic little youth hostel. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant place to come and stay. The staff are amazing, the service is amazing, food amazing, they've got a bar, a fire. So we'll just do a little walkthrough. I highly recommend coming and staying here if you're just coming for walks, and or you fancy a multi-day hike but you don't fancy camping every night. You know, I can't recommend it enough, I really can't. Do excuse the mess, it's quite clear that we're all still drying stuff out, but we've got a 3 bunk room here, and it's cost us 40 quid for one night, so £13 something each. Looking out the windows, you've got mountains, sure there's a river somewhere, beautiful. You get a sink in your room. We're in number 1, there's obviously a variety of rooms. Got showers, which absolutely saved my life yesterday. Toilets. Walking through to reception now. Let's have a look out of here. Nice big car park, a dry area to come into and take your wet stuff off. Say hi to YouTube, guys.
Yeah. I like YouTube.
Yeah, this is the reception. We greeted very friendly here, and they looked after us last night when we come in. Definitely wasn't my strongest luck when I come in here last night, but half an hour later, after a shower and a drink, we were all good. Oh, who do we have here? Who do we have here? We've got Adam in the Wild, yes I, Pussycat, yes. Camping down the Crumble Man. So yeah, this is like the little lounge bar area. Look at this. Draft beers, IPAs. Behind there's whiskies and vodkas and all sorts. You've got crisps, coffee machine. That fire was roaring last night as well. Lovely to sit beside that. But yeah, cracking little chill out area. And the food, let me tell you. You had burger and chips last night?
Cheeseburger and chips, and it was lovely.
Yeah, I had fish and chips. There's pizzas, sweets, all sorts. And the breakfast this morning, £9.95, stuffed. A few books to read there as well. And this is the breakfast dining area. Cracking little spot, isn't it, boys?
Absolutely. Oh mate, lifesaver, game changer. You already mentioned about the staff.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Right, already said anyway, but couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more welcoming. And the people that are staying here as well.
Cool, aren't they?
Yeah, proper cool. What do you reckon, Dad?
Let's say lifesaver, I think. Without this, I think we'd have been big trouble yesterday.
Yeah.
Big trouble.
Yeah.
So somewhere nice to get your head down, get your gear dry.
It's changed our morale, more importantly.
We've gone from 0% ready to go home back up to 95%, haven't we?
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're laughing about it now.
We were in a bad way yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, it was
all of
horrific,
us
yeah.
were. Yeah, so speaking of getting stuff dried out, let's have a look in the drying room. A little bit chaotic in here with everyone drying out, but there's my rucksack. That was soaking yesterday. We've got tents up. My sleeping bag, even though it was in a dry bag, inside a dry bag, that was soaking wet, but dry, top dry. However, my boots, not dry. Like I say, we could have done it today physically and mentally, but we want to give ourselves the best chance of completing this challenge. So there's no point setting off with wet, damp boots. If it starts getting worse again, you're just going to end up with wet feet. So to give ourselves the best chance of completing the challenge, we're on the rest day. Get on it tomorrow morning, smash it, get to Carlisle. Right, we're going to go and start chilling out and packing up. And we'll see you soon. Well, what a great rest day we've had. Me and the lads have just lazed around all day, had some food, and generally just did nothing. Not that we needed to rest ourselves. I think we could have made it, as I've said already, physically, but the gear was just that soaked. I've just been to check on my boots, and my boots are still damp, so they're staying in the drying room overnight on the radiator. So we're all good to go for morning. The bag is packed, and morale has literally come from 0 back up to 100%. We checked the weather, and thankfully the weather is looking an awful lot better than it was yesterday. So we are all raring to go and hit the trail in the morning. Thank you very much for tuning in to part 1, which is day 1 and 2. Day 3 and 4 will be coming in part 2, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for clicking on the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, or maybe not so much, the same as we did on day 2. So once again, until next time, stay safe, much love from a Cumbrian lad.